this video, I'm continuing on with my micro SaaS checklist to help you actually start your own micro SaaS. If you did not catch the last video, in the last video, I talked about the planning stage and planning everything for your new software. So we've already gone through that. And what I realize is when we go down to the end of the planning stage right here, I have developed a marketing strategy. This is something I actually moved from phase 3. And so we are going to go ahead and skip ahead and start into the marketing strategy for your micro SaaS. Only because if you start building something and you have no demand, you have no earthly idea what you're going to do as soon as you get that MVP up, then you're not going to have any users. You're not going to have any beta testers. You're not going to have any people who will eventually buy. So marketing is very important. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to go over that marketing strategy that I have planned out for Magnetify, and I'm going to share it with you guys so that way you can take from it what you will and start marketing your micro SaaS, okay? So skipping ahead, as you can see, we already went through planning. Next is development and testing, which is still under construction actually, since I did have to change developers, and so we are still in that phase, so I'm not going to take anything there. And then beta launch, obviously there is not an MVP yet, so I can't talk about that. But like I said, we are going to dive into the marketing aspect today. So let me go ahead and show you what I have here. And as you can see, it's pretty much the same thing as what I had in phase 1 as far as developing a marketing plan. So you don't want to go into this blindly. And what I've done is I have an organic lead generation funnel that I use for Studio 822 that actually can apply to any business. And so I'm going to rework it today based upon Magnetify and my new software that's coming out. So if you have not seen that video, I published it a couple months back. It's about organic lead generation for your business. And this is basically what the funnel map looks like, what the blueprint looks like. That, like I said, can work for any business. So that way you're not spending a ton of money on ads. And so looking at this lead generation funnel map and applying it to my micro SaaS, there are a couple things I am going to change on here, and I'll just cover that with you. But let me just briefly show you what this looks like and what we're actually going to what we're actually going to go through today. So number 1 is the top of the funnel. So right now, product is under development. No one knows anything about it except for my loyal viewers here on YouTube. But I'm going to try to get enough buzz about it before launch, before beta launch day, that I have people on the wait list. And I do already have people on the wait list. So if you do want to join the wait list, I'm leaving the link down below. But the goal is to get as many people as possible on that wait list. And I plan on really ramping up here right after Thanksgiving and right before Christmas. So it's kind of an awkward time since there are a couple holidays at play here, but I'm going to really ramp everything up during that last 4 to 6 weeks that I'm anticipating the software to be launched. Okay. So number 1 is the top of funnel, and that is your content, connection, and collaboration. So we are working on these 3 C's right now. I have actually set up a couple of social media platforms for Magnetify. I've not started actively posting per se, but I've at least set them up. So I do have a Magnetify YouTube channel. I do have a business profile on LinkedIn for Magnetify. Instagram is in the works. I have not set that up yet. Google My Business, that's really not high up on my priority list right now. Maybe a little bit later I'll do that. And then the blog. So the blog, I don't have the MVP up. And so the blog is going to have to be something that's actually going to have to be on the back burner as well. But working with Studio 822, since Magnetify is basically under Studio 822, I can write about lead generation, lead magnets, what the software will do. I can do that on my website now. So this will be something that will eventually be under Magnetify's domain, but right now we'll be doing that under Studio 822. So for your micro SaaS, your areas may be a little bit different. So maybe you want to be on X. Maybe you're on Reddit. Maybe you're on, different platforms than I have listed here. That's completely fine. It's going to be wherever you feel like your people are. So my people are most definitely on YouTube. They're most definitely on LinkedIn. Instagram is something I don't really use too much for Studio 822, but I'm seeing a lot of other SaaS companies on Instagram. So that is something that I'm going to get up. Right now, I'm ideating the posts that I actually want to post on LinkedIn and Instagram. And so right now I'm coming up with some things that I want to be posted, and it's starting to come together since I actually have the logo and I have the color palette. So those things are together to where I can actually start creating content now and starting to at least post on LinkedIn and Instagram. As far as YouTube is concerned, I'm posting here with you guys as I build everything out. And then as soon as the software comes out, I'll be switching over to Magnetify's YouTube channel. And then that way I'll be giving demonstrations and how to use the software and everything else. So these are the two that I'll be focusing on right now. I think I'll also go ahead and add in a Facebook page since it's fairly simple to do. So actually the posts that I create can be on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. So that is my social platforms that I'm going to be focusing on until launch date in January. Okay. So next up is the connection piece. And so as you can see here, we have cold DMing, cold email, and canvassing. And so what I'm really going to be focusing on is the cold email aspect of this, simply because I feel like I can reach agencies a whole lot quicker through cold email. I will be using a bit of cold DM manually and also using a tool called Lead Forward to do that. So I will be mixing in a little bit of cold DMs, but I think a majority of it is going to be cold email. And so what I plan on doing with the cold email is I plan on inviting people to be beta testers for the software when it comes out. And in addition to that, after the software is launched, the cold email is going to serve as a means so I can get people in for demonstrations of the software to maybe eventually purchase it. Okay, so that's how the cold email and cold DMing are going to work. So right now, like I said, since there is not an MVP yet, it will be, hey, why don't you join this wait list? So you'll be one of the first people to try it out when it launches. As far as canvassing is concerned, I don't think I'm going to spend too much time on canvassing. So that's meaning like going into Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, and things like that and talking to people. My time right now is just very limited. It's the time, like I said, we have the holidays, I've got family, I've got other things going on. So I think the canvassing is probably going to be on the back burner. And I'll be focusing more on number 1, cold email, and number 2, cold DM. So as far as collaboration is concerned, it is a little early to collaborate since I don't have that minimal viable product yet. But I do have things in the back end that I'm working on as far as getting an affiliate offer together. So with affiliates, you are actually giving people the opportunity to make money by referring people to your product. So that number 1 will be available as soon as the product is launched. And what I have to do right now is I actually have to set up my affiliate portal. So I have the software for that. Now that I have the logo, I can actually start putting things together so that way I can have that affiliate go live, day 1 after beta launch. And then also collaboration could be like podcasts, things of that nature. That is going to be a little bit further back for me. Once again, like I said, this timing is a little crazy. So that's probably going to be started in Q1 of next year. So that would probably be around end of February, earlier March, that I would actually start to talk to people about the product in a podcast type form. I have also started looking for ways to organically organically promote my software, and I think it could potentially fall under collaboration. So we're looking at other places where people are looking at software. Like I ran across a website called There's an App, or There's an AI for that. So that's a place that I could potentially list Magnetify. Another one is like Product Hunt. There's a few others that I found. And so what I'm doing is I'm keeping a running list, a running tab of places that I have found that I could start dropping in Magnetify as soon as everything is launched, and as soon as it's, all the little kinks get worked out with the beta testing and things like that. So that's another thing that I would suggest, like putting together a list where you could actually promote your product among other people who love AI, who love software, who are like techies, who love things like that. So that way, when it does launch, you will have this like semi-organic reach because you have posted it there, okay? So those are my top of funnel things that I will be doing as far as marketing for Magnetify, okay? So this next aspect, middle funnel and bottom of funnel, I'm not even going to worry about any of these yet because we are not there. The main thing is getting people into the top of that funnel, so that way they can try out the product and eventually become users, right? Okay. So let's move back on to the actual checklist again, and let's look at the next step here. I'm going to go ahead and mark this one out. Okay, so number 2 here in marketing would be getting that landing page. So this is where the waitlist page comes into play. So right now, my waitlist is not on Magnetify.ai domain. Right now, it's on my Studio 822 domain because people know I own Studio 822 and I am building this app. So for now, it is on Studio 822, like I said. As soon as the developer starts working on the back end of Magnetify AI, then that's when I can flip the landing page over to that domain, because I've already noticed that I'm getting hits on different links. I'm getting hits already that people have visited my LinkedIn page, number 1, for Magnetify. And so therefore, people are going to start coming to the domain. When I have my cold emails out, I also have it that I'm listed as the founder of Studio 822 and Magnetify, and that's going to be something that's going to stay on forever. Just simply because that's like cross promotion, and also not just my cold emails, but my emails period whenever they go out saying that I actually am the founder of Magnetify and Studio 822. So that's a way for people to come in. And so when people are clicking on these links, what it's doing now, like I said, is taking them to a landing page on my website, and it's basically saying, hey, this is what my software is about. We are coming soon. Please enter in your name and your email address, and you will be one of the first to know when we actually launch. It's very, very straightforward and simple. It's actually not pretty at all. I did not do anything as far as design for it because I knew it was going to be temporary, but I've already had some people sign up, so I'm really happy about that. Once it actually does land on the Magnetify.ai website, subdomain, it's actually going to have a section not only for you to enter in your name and your email address, but it's also going to have a section for frequently asked questions. And I believe that's important because people are like, okay, well, what exactly am I on the wait list for if it's not clear per se? And then number 2, it's giving them kind of like a sneak peek of some of the features that are going to be integrated into the software. And so the reason I don't have any frequently asked questions as of yet is because I'm waiting on the developer. So as you know, if you watch my previous video, you know I had a developer change and, a family emergency, so I had to switch developers. So right now I'm waiting on the developer to update me and give me my first milestone, which should be coming within the next week, actually within the next 4 or 5 days. So I'm waiting on the milestones until we can actually get everything in place. So not the MVP per se, but everything in place, knowing that, okay, yeah, he is working on this. This is going to happen. This is what's happening right now. So that's why I don't have that frequently asked questions. But I suggest you having that landing page. You put that up like day one. Okay. So you've got this idea for your SaaS, put the landing page up day one, no matter how ugly it is, and start telling people about it. Start telling everybody about it. So like I said, it's in the footer of my emails. When I send out my newsletter, everything else, I'm mentioning Magnetify and everything else just to get people who already know, like, and trust me on that wait list. Okay. Okay. So next up, cold email and your existing base. So I kind of touched on this earlier. So like I mentioned in the organic lead generation funnel, I told you that I'm going to be leaning heavily on cold email to get people on the wait list. And then once the MVP is launched, I will be using the cold email to book demo calls for the software. Okay. So right now, what you need to be doing is preparing email campaigns. So if you already have a business like I do with Studio 822, I am actually writing newsletters. Like I said, I'm reminding people, you know, here I am on my Studio 822 YouTube channel, or Nicole Johnson YouTube channel, and I'm mentioning Magnetify. And I am getting people warmed up to the new software that's coming. So what I would suggest is going ahead and preparing email campaigns right now. And so my email campaign for that wait list for the landing page here. So like after someone signs up, I have an email saying, hey, thank you for signing up for the Magnetify wait list. As soon as I get updates, you guys are going to be updated on what's going on with the software on the back end, and you guys will be the first to know once it launches. Okay, so you need to prepare your email campaigns for your existing base if you already have a business now and have an email list. And then number two, if you're going to go cold email, like I highly suggest you do, because you can send out a lot of emails on a daily basis, then you need to start preparing those campaigns. And so like I said, right now, at the timing of this video, it is the week before Thanksgiving. And so I'm planning on my cold email campaign to start like mid-December for my late January launch. Okay. So you want to get those cold email campaigns out. And if you are like me and you don't actually have that product available just yet, you can send those emails out, say, hey, I've got this product coming. Would you be interested in joining the wait list? And then another thing is once you actually get a little bit of something built on the back end, is that you can start sending videos, not necessarily through your cold email, but if someone's interested, you can send them the videos like, hey, this is what is coming and this is what I have. Okay. So that's something else that can actually help people kind of visualize and understand what you're doing. Okay. So last part here, and I don't even know what this is because I haven't looked at this for a while. Oh, so I already know what this. Okay, so we already talked about this. Social media. So I have here YouTube and LinkedIn, but like I said, I've added in a couple more. So I've got YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and since it's easy enough to do, I'm going to add in Facebook. So the posts for LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook are pretty much going to be the same, and I'll just rotate them. And then YouTube is just going to be that content about building in public if you decide to build in public like I'm doing right now. So make sure that you have decided, actually I'm going to go back here, make sure that you've decided what platforms that you plan on using, okay? And so you may not have all of these. You may not have 4 main platforms. You may not have a blog. It does not matter. Make sure you have planned out which platforms you're going to be on, and make sure that you are starting to create content and putting that content out before your MVP is launched. And so I already kind of went over this with you guys earlier as far as YouTube, doing the YouTube build in public here on this channel. And then as soon as I get anything that I can work with on the back end. I'll be doing product demos on the standard Magnetify YouTube channel. That is completely branded for Magnetify. LinkedIn, make a business page. And so what I've done is I've made a business page for Magnetify AI, and same thing with Instagram and Facebook or whatever you're going to be using. So just choose which platforms you're going to be using and start creating content. So back here on the checklist, what I should have actually put here is not only deciding what platforms you're going to be on, but start creating content. I think that's going to be the main thing. So start creating content, if I can actually type. So the main thing is going to be start creating content. So, you know, this idea for Magnetify was like way back when, but I'm now to the point to where I can start creating content. Like I said, I have a logo, I have a name, so I have a brand color, so I can kind of start to put things together. And some people may not have any of that and they feel comfortable just going ahead and putting at post content or whatever else. So you can do that as well, but I'm just one of those types of people. I at least wanted to have that stuff together so I can actually start branding things. And I'm giving myself a runway of about 8 to 10 weeks out before the actual beta launch date. And so I plan on hitting it really hard on these platforms. So right now, as we speak, I'm, coming up with post ideas, and I'll be sending things to my VA later on this week. Since I have the logo and color and everything, I'll be sending things to her later on this week so we can just start creating all types of posts and getting those things scheduled. Simply because I'll have my update here in a few days from a developer. So we'll have all that stuff ready to go. So that was that as far as the marketing aspect of marketing your micro SaaS. If for any reason you feel like I've left something out, okay? Because remember, I am a nurse practitioner by profession. So if you feel like I've left anything out, let me know. I also wanted to mention down here that I did mention it over here as far as connection or collaboration, as far as finding sites that you can actually promote your micro SaaS on. So that's another one. I cannot type. And so this is like, what did I say? Product hunt. And then another one that I found is there's an AI for that. Or is it an app for that? One of the two. Sites like that, in addition to if you are active on Reddit or Quora or something like that. So find sites that you can promote your micro SaaS on. So that's going to be another marketing activity for you to do. So with that being said, once again, if you feel like I've left anything out, let me know. Next time we do this, I'm probably going to be in the phase where we are actually under, it's a little bit before development and test. Actually, it's in here. So next time we have a video like this, I'll probably be showing you the interface of what my developer has actually come up with so far. And that's something that you're going to have to do for your micro SaaS as well. So you've got to have like the user interface of the site and how people are actually going to get through it. So the UX and the UI. So that will probably actually be next. And I told you guys with my last video update is that I'm probably going to have to change some things around. And as you can see, I skipped from, planning all the way down to marketing, but that is completely fine. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, please like it. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I will see you on the next video. Leave me some comments down below if you want to see something else. If you actually want to see me building out my email campaigns and how I'm going to set everything up, let me know. I will do that for you. In addition to that, if you are interested in getting in on the Magnetify AI waitlist, so you will be one of the first people to check out the software, I'm dropping that link down below. Sign up So that way you'll be one of the first to check it out, and I'll see you guys on the next video.